What's up guys, my name is Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the weekly update for February 12th, 2019. Today is the first day of the Crimson Doubles. Dog, you're cramping my style here. Why are you standing there? Like, what are you doing? Apparently he wants to get to my spot, but it's my spot right now with my double last word on my hip. But we're going to be talking about the weekly reset, obviously, as well as the start of the Crimson Days event that's going on for 1 week until the 19th of February. So if you want to go out there and get all the new stuff, which I'll be kind of showing you as I go along, you'll see some pictures on screen as I'm talking about the different things you can get, and I'll obviously go talk to Shaqs, which is the first thing you have to do, which is what I'm gonna do right away. But did you see these double last words? Beautiful. All right, Shaqs, let's see what you've got. I actually do have this emblem. I do remember in the recent TWAB, if this is broken, you can't get it. What you need to do is remove this from your inventory and get it again. So if this is a problem, because this was from last year. So if you're having a problem with that, that's the reason why. So let's go ahead and just take a quick look at what he has going on today. Just wanted to quickly scroll through it. As far as everything goes, you can see some different dailies. These are all different dailies that can give you confectionery hearts, which are going to be the currency in this particular events. And then there's obviously one weekly at the very end, which is going to be a Nightfall and a fire team of 2. And that's all you have to do. So just pick these up and then complete them, and you get more and more of these hearts that you can spend on different event rewards, which these obviously will show you exactly what kind of amount of confectionery hearts you need to get to be able to unlock each one. This is the Vow, which is a combat bow, which is going to be the special weapon for this particular event. It's guaranteed to be 650 if you have Forsaken and maybe Black Armory. If you don't have Forsaken, you can still get this, but it won't be that max 650 level, which is, again, it's available to every player. Outside of that, you got a bunch of different things like the Wardcliff Coil Ornament, which I believe is the same one from last year. Yeah, this is the same one from last year, in case you're missing it. You got the Flaunting Dance, which if you didn't have it, it's the one that goes like this, which is something I do have as well, so I don't need to pick it up. And then lastly, if you have a bunch of extra confectionery hearts left over, you can just spend them on getting a bunch of random stuff like enhancement cores and whatnot, mods, weapons, gears, and resources. Basically like the cookies from the Dawning event. And obviously he has his regular stock of everything else, which is pretty straightforward and nothing has really changed there. Anyways, moving on with the regular reset, let's go ahead and get started with the Nightfalls. First up, we have the Pyramidian, which is going to be that big hobgoblin sniper at the very end. He has a chance of dropping the Silicon Aroma, something that I have still not gotten, so I'll be trying to do that if I can. Second up, we have the Tree of Probabilities, the Cabal Centurion after Infinite Forest. That has a chance of dropping the DFA, the thing with Drop Mag and Rampage, a pretty good 140 hand cannon. And lastly, Will of the Thousands, the one with the big worm Zol at the very end, and he has a chance of dropping the Transmit Effect, Worm God Incarnation or whatnot. As far as the highest scoring Nightfalls out of these ones, I would say it's probably Will of the Thousand. The DLC ones are usually higher than the non-DLC ones, but Pyramidian is still a pretty high scoring Nightfall as it is. As far as the quickest, Tree Probabilities, run through the Infinite Forest. After that point, it's still pretty quick. As for the weekly rotating burn this week for all the Vanguard Strikes, Heroic Adventures, and anything that's heroic, it will be Solar this week. As far as the daily goes, we have Glass and Brawler. Just a quick note, if you were looking to do daily heroic story missions today, Deadly Trial is pretty quick and I would recommend it. Moving on to the Crucible weekly rotating playlist, this week is obviously going to be the Crimson Days event called Crimson Doubles. It's basically a 2v2 game mode where you have to stay near your ally to get certain buffs to getting your abilities faster, and if you're not near your allies, you're going to be marked on the map or marked through the walls and whatnot, so it is up to you to do a 2v2 and stay with your teammate as much as possible. Obviously, a lot of the dailies for this particular Crimson Days event are going to be linked to Crimson Days, and you also have chances of getting hearts from this event. As for the Flashpoint this week, it can be found on the Tangled Shore, so make sure you complete the public events, Lost Sector, and Heroic Adventures in the Tangled Shore if you wanted to get this Flashpoint, as well as the fact that Spider does have powerful wards and enhancement cores if you wanted to get it from him. And then lastly, obviously, there's going to be a special set of lore that you can get from the Tangled Shore only when it's in the Flashpoint week, which is called the Most Loyal. So if you go over to that section of the lore and you don't have all of them, make sure you do the Lost Sectors and everything here. I recommend the King Shit Dot. Just do that over and over again until you get all of the lore. You're so cool, Blog. Every single time I see you. You're so... I'm not done yet. Give me a second. As for the Dreamy City this week, the curse is in the second out of 3 phases and in the growing curse. So if you wanted to do anything with growing curse or the second phase, or you just wanted to do Dreamy City this week, this is a reminder for you guys to do that. If you are doing the Ascendant Realm this week, I do believe it's going to be the last one in the phase of 7. So the one where you have to go through that really, really long one across a bunch of different jump puzzles, dick walls, and then finally at the very end, kill that one knight at the very end. I do believe believe that takes place in the Lost Sector, the Chamber of Starlight. So if you're looking to do that Ascendant Realm, that's where it is. As for Escalation Protocol this week, it will be the Ikela Shotgun, one of the best special weapons for PvP in the entire game. It is second place in my list that I released like 2 days ago. If you want to go check that out for the best PvE specials in the game, as far as my opinion goes, Ikelos is at number 2, very close to being number 1. So if you don't have this weapon, you need to get it. It is incredible. I see you, Blog. I see you. Don't think you can hide away from me. I see you blowing hearts. Seeing, no, Blog, no! Oh! Well, I need a new Crimson Doubles partner, everybody, so if you wanted to submit your applications, go for it in the comments down below. Anyways, we're going to move on to Tess Everest this week, talk about the Crimson Engram, show you what all the different possibilities for everything you can get in her inventory. Obviously, every single time you have a chance of getting the regular Edged Engram, a Bright Engram, you also have this one drop at the same time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Crimson Days Engram and see what is in store for all the possible things that can show. I believe this is pretty much everything that can show. These are the different weapon ornaments for the different weapons you can get in this event. A lot of them are the same from the last event from last year. This is all the ghosts and emotes. The heart sign is the one that Blog was doing to me, the one that everybody absolutely loves, so I'd recommend that one. There's obviously all of these ghost shells if you were interested in getting them for your collections or anything that you wanted. Moving on to these sparrows, I believe this sparrow, yeah, it shoots out some flowers when you use boost, so this is actually a really cool sparrow. Everything else I think is just colorful and interesting. And then lastly, these shaders and mods. In my opinion, one of the best shaders for a very long time, the Crimson Valor, which was very rare considering the fact you could only ever get it during the Crimson Days event, as well as just get them from a random Bright Engram. They used to be extremely rare, but now with collections, as long as you get one of them, you can spawn as many as you want. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about the different bundles. There's 2 bundles available. The first one has obviously the chance to drop these things, as well as the Tiny Bow emote, which is exclusive to this bundle, which is just you shooting a tiny bow and then just shooting it and blowing a kiss at the end, right? Yep. Blowing a kiss, and that's the emote. If you wanted to spend money on the bundle, it does not exist in the regular engram as we just saw. Next up is the Dress to Thrill bundle, which has the opportunity to get the weapon ornament for the Vow, the bow that you can get during this event. If you wanted to get this ornament for it, it's there for you if you want it. And these are respectively 1,100 and 500 silver. Moving on to a regular inventory, just going to scroll across the bottom. You can read the names in case you're interested in what it is. This ghost shell is going to be treasure hunter, so you can see caches and stuff within like 50 meters, like every cache, and you get glimmer boosts or whatnot. So this is a really cool ghost shell if you don't have it. As far as the class item goes, it is the same role for every class, but it obviously going to be class item for that particular character. I'm on my hunter right now. Moving across here, you can see the last one ornament that we saw last week in the prismatic matrix, or 2 weeks ago, I think it was. As far as the transmit effect, this one's pretty nice, and the shaders are really nothing to gawk at as far as everything goes. And then obviously make sure you pick up your level 4 bounty this week if you want to get that prismatic facet to use on the prismatic matrix, which again, I have everything, so I can't get anything at all. Let's go ahead and show you just what she's got here. Pyrrhic Victory, we have the ornament for the Black Talon if you're interested, and then obviously just a bunch of stuff as we go along. It's going to be the same every time. And let's go ahead and go finish off the rest of them, and there it is for you. This person, like, legitimately is using Burgusia shader. Nicely done. All right. Moving on to Benedict Cumberbatch's inventory. Again, just scroll across the top. You can see with the requirements in the red section. If you complete that particular activity this week, you can buy it straight from him for this price. And then the weapon is the Scout Rifle, which has the full auto Dragonfly, as well as I think Ambitious Assassin. It has a couple different things. This was actually somewhat decent because the full auto-ness, it is fun to use, but it is there if you want it. But it's really not much to gawk at because Scout Rifles still need a major bump. Moving on to Hawthorne, I'm going to show you the dailies across the top in case you're interested in what she's got, as well as the weeklies in case you're interested in doing a Nightfall clanmates. I'm picking that one up right away. That's going to happen with the Crimson Days event, and then obviously showing you the weekly raid challenge. For the Last Wish raid, it will be the Fight Forever, which is going to be the Ogre engagement, going to be that one with Morgoth, I think is his name. Basically, don't kill any of the regular ogres, the little ones, not the huge one. Don't kill any of those during the fight, and you'll be able to get this one. It's one of the easier challenges in my opinion. As for the Scourge weekly bounty for the raid, it's going to be to each their own. This is going to be the one for the boss fight. Basically, every single person has to destroy one of the shield generators, and there's 6 shield generators, so each person set up to destroy one of them by themselves. And every single time you do a phase with the boss, if you do more than one phase, you have to do that each person gets one of the shield generators. Moving on to the final thing in my weekly reset, I'm going to be showing you Ada, all of her dailies in case you were interested, and of course showing you the different weapon frames she has this week. So the first weapon frame is going to be the auto rifle, which is the Volander Forge, the sword, which is an Izanagi's Forge, and the pulse rifle, which is also an Izanagi's Forge. Anyways, that's going to be the reset for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you had any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If there's something I missed, let me know what I did miss, and I'll try to put that in the top pinned comments. And as well, look down in the comments in case I missed something. It's gonna be there for you guys today. But anyways, that's all there is. My name's been Dychronic. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.